Hey guys, Mark W. Flockhart, and today we're going to talk about an agency budget. This is essentially the budget that our agency sets per person. We've got 3 people, so some of the costs do kind of wing out and average out over time. But essentially, if you're going to start a business, you need a space. If you work out of your basement, whatever the case is, your home, it's free. You just saved yourself an average of $600. But if you're going to rent a space, you're going to spend at least $600 on average. Could be more, could be less. Your E&O and your LLC, so your LLC is going to run you a couple $100s a year. That's going to be about $20 a month. Your E&O is going to run you about $50 a month. You can get a little bit cheaper depending on how much you need. For us, we needed more because we have an employee and we have some other risks. So for this, we're going to say $70. You've got your AMS system, your agency management system. This is a AMS 360, or it's EZLynx, or if you're with a network, whatever the network requires. Typically I see this, and our cost is $150 per seat, so that's going to be pretty common that you can expect. This is essentially one of the biggest pieces that's going to let you quote through the rating system, put all the plug all the companies in. That way you're not going into each carrier one at a time and quoting. It also allows you to manage all of your customers into one database. And if you join a cluster or a network, then you're going to have to be tied to their system because they're the master company, you're the sub company. Fynch CRM, this is just a CRM, a customer relationship management software. And it's about $100 to $120. So this software itself, if you were to go to fynchcrm.com, it's down, but it'll be back up. It's about $100 a month. But you're going to pay extras because you got texting and automation. And as you get going, if you're fully up and running, you're going to pay about $20 a month between phone calls and texting and everything. And that's actually very common. So you're going to see that across the board. If you joined Fresh Sales is another one, or if you joined Agency Zoom, or whatever one you want, this is the one that we currently use. We found fairly decent success with. But whichever one you use, you are going to pay about $120. It's pretty common. Fresh Sales, I think, is like $60 or $50 a month, but there's hundreds of hours of automation that you have to build. And we built it. It still just wasn't a fit for us. Maybe I'll make a video on that. Marketing, so this could be zero. Right now, actually, honestly, ours is basically zero, although we spent we'll have spent about $3,000 this month in marketing for ourselves. And that's across several people. So we're sponsoring like an event, or we're sponsoring a golf outing, or whatever the case is. So we're building that marketing or that networking. Don't get this mixed up with leads. These are 2 different things. Marketing is building your brand, getting your name out there. Leads is just calling and contacting people that filled out quotes or working on this. You're trying to get people to come to you and promote your business. You may get nothing out of this. This, you're actually buying chances. Docusign, you have to have it. It's $18 for us. We use Adobe. It's super cheap. Although ours actually, we're starting to pivot because our EZLynx is what we use. EZLynx. And it comes with an e-signature software. It's not as entailed or as good as Adobe, but it's cool because it's in our software. So when we load a document in there, they sign it, it's already in there. I don't have to upload it again. So there is a benefit to using the AMS one. That's kind of a nice feature. So for you, if you're starting off brand new, you're basically looking at $670, $870, $920, $1,040, skip this line, $1,058. That's your monthly cost. So in order to earn that money back, assuming that you're getting about a 12% return on your commissions, so $1,028, you should write roughly $8,000 in premium. Okay, that's what it cost us to earn this pay per person. Okay, now we pay a few extra features. This is just the start of it, right? This is where you can begin. So if you can write $8,000 in premium, you can pay the $1,000 budget and you're good to go. Keep in mind, there's no marketing. You're literally not even taking a customer in. This is you calling friends and family, going to every event that's free that you can think of, and just reaching out to the community. You're just trying to grow your word of mouth. These are the must-haves in my world, or the like-to-haves. So for us, we have a website. Our website's amazing. It's really cool. You should check it out. But it's $250 a month. We never pay more. We never pay less. You can pay someone $1,000 to build one. You could build your own. You can do Facebook for free. We do both. We are everywhere. You go look us up on Facebook, look us up on Instagram, look us up on TikTok, look us up on our website. We are technology friendly. We want to be everywhere people are. Doesn't mean we're necessarily spending our whole day making videos and content, although we do take some time to do that, but we're on YouTube, we're everywhere you can think of. So the website for us that fit is $250. Gusto is a payroll software, so you probably won't necessarily need that, although we do. So we pay $63 a month for that. And that was one of the best payroll softwares that we found, and we like it. It's actually a really good system. You gotta have some way to do taxes. So you're gonna do QuickBooks. We're paying $50 a month for the plan that they have. And that doesn't include, we actually hired someone to also handle the books of that. I can't remember how much it is. I want to say it's $100 a month, but I'm not 100% sure. We also have a lawyer semi-retained. So if we have to create documents, it's $100 a month to have the lawyer, where we get 20 hours of work. We don't even utilize them. We haven't used them in like a month and a half, but it's cheaper to do this for us than it is to pay him as it goes, because it's almost double the cost if we need him to make documents just on the fly. So lawyers, $100 for us. It was initially a little bit more because we got into some states and we needed to verify our legitimacy of our LLC and make sure that we're not over infringing on someone else's. So we were good there. As far as leads, you're going to spend a little over $1,000. I'm just going to put $800 to $1,000 in leads. This is what we personally spend per person. This is what we've been successful with. We're actually getting a return on this with the leads. When you're buying them between $6 and $8 a piece, you're getting about $5 to $7 a day. That's enough to keep you busy if you follow up correctly. Technology, these are upgrades. So yes, you only need a CRM, you only need the AMS to go. You can create a lot of stuff with this. But if you want to save additional time, the leads do come into our CRM. But we don't have automation into our AMS. The leads do come into our AMS system, but we don't have an automation in the AMS. There's not like an auto texting, and there is an auto email, which is a positive, but it doesn't have a phone dialer built into it. Where this one already has the phone built into it, has the texting built into it. I can get pictures of the roof. I can get pictures of a deck page right through this type of system. That's one of the things about this CRM that I liked. Where the AMS system, EZLynx, doesn't, they have a text feature, they have an email feature, but you can't get the photos. And there's a lot of just limitations to something like that. So for our technology, we're using Zapier or Zapier. It's $30 if you go monthly. It's $20 if you just pay the whole year. That gives you 750 zapps. We're finding between 3 people, we're getting about 600 zapps. So we're basically getting about 20 leads a day, zapped into our system that goes into our CRM. So it just automatically texts them right away, automatically dials them for us, or we automatically dial them right away, and it automatically follows up. So it's automation at its finest. But in order to make it perfect for our world, we use Zapier. In order to do that, because the way that the leads come in is they come in through an email. And in order to, we found that the free version of what's called a mail parser, which we can get into if you're curious, but a mail parser essentially just takes the lead and puts it into words that your CRM can read. So puts their name in the right field, their phone number in the right field, they're from an email. And so we have something called mailparser.io, and the mailparser.io is $60 a month. Okay, so we've got the 2 of those. We also use Office 365. I think it's only $15 a person, but for us, It's $53 because we have 4 users. So I think it's like $12 a person plus like whatever taxes or they charge. So not necessarily a huge thing. We also upgraded recently and just started doing Monday.com. I think the lowest number of users they'll let you do is 3. So it's $12 a piece. So it's $36 for Monday. And what this does is this is kind of a new referral program that we're playing with to where we can track and send gift referrals out or gift cards out to people that refer business to us without having to actually go in and calculate it ourselves. So we kind of built our own little, within a day, we built an automation system inside of Monday. It was cheap, it's easy, we wanted to use it anyways. So for us, if you add in the extras, so you're about $1,058 per user. For us, you got to add the $250 for the website, which doesn't matter how many users you have, the $250 doesn't change. So it's not a per person basis per se. Gusto's $63, QuickBooks is $50, the lawyer's $100, the leads we'll just say is $900, the technology is $30 plus $60 plus $53 plus $36. Actually, we're going to take out $24. We'll just do it per person, and then take out. We'll just take out $40 from that. So you're about $1,500 basically. Give or take $15. So for us to do what we want to do as far as growing, you're going to spend about $2,500 to $2,600 per agent. That's not including any payroll. That's not including having unemployment tax that you got to pay for. But in the majority whole swing of things, it's not including the marketing. So if we're doing about $300 a month, which we actually would want to up that to $500, or even let's just say $600. So we'll add $200 on top of this. So you're paying about $2,800 just to be running. Full swing, everything's beautiful, everything's working. And some of the technology we're even budgeting on because this CRM we made work because we can't pay the $200 a month per user to do a Salesforce, even though it doesn't do half the things this does, but it's like it's not worth it, right? So the benefit of having something like this that's paired with a couple things like this does make sense as far as that goes. But you're talking $2,800. If this person is, in order to earn that money back, so $2,800, at least in our world, we would have to write just short of $22,000 in premium. So we have to write $21,961 in premium to be profitable this first year, okay, per month. So the first $240,000 of the employee goes into this. Keep in mind, you're pretty much going to double that because you got to pay some sort of either commission or some sort of salary to this person. For us, we do kind of a mix. But the first $30,000 to $35,000, depending on what's coming back into the agency, is pretty much going out. Now you might think this is crazy because it doesn't make mathematical sense to do all of this and hire somebody, and let's just say we're paying them $3,000 a year, right, between commissions and between, or $3,000 a month. So we're paying $36,000 plus the $2,800, so $33,600 plus $36,000. So we're really paying $69,600 out to have somebody write approximately $360,000 worth of business. So the whole goal of this is to get that agent up to $30,000 per month or more. Honestly, we want to be 40, but we don't want to over push it. It is a little bit difficult when you've got leads, you're trying to reach out, you don't have the marketing if you're brand new. So for them to write $330,000 a month, that's $360,000 per year that you're writing in revenue. That amount, $360,000, you're looking at about a commission coming back. So we're going to earn $45,900 on that money coming in, right? This is what we earn, but we're paying out $5,800 a month. So we have to subtract $69,600. So we're going to net a loss of about $23,700 on our first year on that employee. So before you freak out, I'm going to explain this a little bit, because you're like, why the heck are these guys losing so much money every year? How are they ever going to make it out? Well, I'm not going to go over our whole structure, but I'll show you just a quick summary. So in our tighter budget is a little bit less. We're not paying as much for the space, right? So the cost of there isn't as high for us in our case. We've got a larger space where it costs a lot less. In this case, we don't have to pay as much, so it's about $6,300. So we're losing about $17,700. That's for the first year, second year, so on and so forth, right? That's assuming we never put any more money back into it, which we're going to. So we'll actually lose more than that. Let's just say 20K, right? Let's just say 20K just to say we're going to reinvest. All of that said and done, what you're looking at is, so you're negative 20K going into the new year. You've got the renewals of about 305,000, just assuming we lose 15%, right? So we're going to earn about 39,000 back from that year. So by the end of the first year, that revenue that they've made, we're actually going to have a little bit of a profit come back. So now we're actually plus 19,000. Also, but the same problem. So same scenario, they've made 300,000, we paid out that much. We're also going to be negative 20,000 by the end of that second year. So we're technically making $1,000 by year 2. And the plan is to make that back by year 3. Year 3 is where it really starts to change and shift, because we've invested this, we're growing a book of business, they're happy, they're growing with it, they see the future of it, because they're going to make a lot of income in the future. Well, if we have 305,000 renewing plus 360, and assuming, once again, we lose 305,000 plus 360,000, okay, and we lose 15% of that, so we're going to be down times 0.15, so we're going to lose just short of 100,000. All right, so we're going to have about 550,000 we're going to have renew. Okay, so now this same scenario by year 3, this is really the end of year 3, we're going to have about $70,000 come back. Okay, we're still going to have a positive 1,000. And at this level, because this is actually close to 550,000, we're actually paying them more. We have a pay raise for a certain level that they've already passed in this scenario. So now they're actually going to make an extra $6,000. So we've got to subtract an additional $6,000. But we're essentially going to make 71 minus 6 is $65,000 by the end. So going into year 4, that's where we're going to start making some of that revenue back. Now, kind of back it up, because we're also investing in service to handle part of this book. So about 30,000 of it is going back into some sort of service, some sort of commission. I'm sure we're doing some sort of trip or some sort of like promotional thing, because we still want to give rewards to the agent And we're going to re-enter some more marketing, so we're probably going to end up putting another $10,000 into the marketing, trying to grow as much of that as we can. So by the end of that fourth year, we're going to be sitting right around a $15,000 profit. Now that's also crazy. Why would you only make 15? We're not going to go out to year 5 because it's amazing. It's really good. But also year 5, year 5 does start to get into the time where that person's going to start looking at close to getting a commission structure. So we are going to make the 15,000, but we're probably going to reinvest it into the next employee. But we're also going to have about an additional year to where we're going to have this come back again. And so now we're probably looking at about 30 to 40,000, 50,000, whatever the case is, based on that book. So we're going to get about a year and a half roughly of the commission structure coming back into the agency. So year 3 and year 4 is where the profitability really starts to kick in. If we can get this space down to $200 a seat, now we've saved ourselves a few $1,000s. If we don't need this, we can cut that out. If we can increase this, but it gets them more sales and now they're making more, they're happy, we're happy, everybody's winning. This will never change, this won't change, this won't change. None of this stuff is really going to make a difference. So you might think I'm a little bit crazy because we're talking about 17,000. I did all the math to show it. In year 4, we're making like 15 grand plus on the agent, but there's a whole lot of structure that's behind the scenes of this. It kind of doesn't make sense unless I go into like a whole half-hour spiel, so we're just going to kind of ignore the payroll piece of it to where we are losing 17 to 24,000 per agent, but there's ways that we can cut some of these costs for us, and it just makes a lot of sense. We've got a whole calculator that we created. I hope this was helpful. Let me know what questions you guys have. I started to go into the math of how we pay the agent, because if you really do it, in our scenario, we're losing like 17,000 a year. But it's very complicated. That's a whole nother video. If you want me to go into that, let me know, because our pay structure is quite different and it's built mainly to help the agent succeed with the agency. And so we're all long-term earning the most revenue, and we're putting up the cost up front to invest into the agent. If you want to see more of the budget or more of the commission structure, like if we earned 100,000, what do we get paid? I'll link the video here that you can check out where it goes into depth on the kind of the average commission structure that we personally have seen, similar to what we get paid as far as the premium that we write to the income that we take in. I hope this was helpful, guys. I'm Mark W. Flockhart. I'll see you soon.